Is it true you want to be president of Sierra Leone? You want to succeed President Bio? You want to be flag bearer of the SLPP?
Those are a lot of things you have put together.
It's all in the same thing, wanting to be president.
We have to unpack them.
Is it true you want to be president of Sierra Leone? You want to succeed President Bio as flag bearer?
Let's start from.
Okay, do you want to become a flag bearer?
Is it true that you want to become president? Who wouldn't want to become president?
Or do you want to?
There are people who are not interested in being president.
That is their problem.
But
okay?
just so you know, there are people who are not interested.
I, Francis Ben Kaifala, have lived my life in a particular way.
Okay.
I went to school taking first position from
Francis,
nursery.
you say you are a dangerously educated man. I don't see how difficult it would be for you to answer the question, do you want to be president or not?
Do you want the answer?
Do you want to be president?
Do you want the answer?
Yes or no?
So let me lay the premise. I went to school.
We know you went to school, but do you want to be president?
Taking first position from nursery to law school. Okay? And finished law school as top of my class. I became a lawyer and lived my life as a diligent lawyer for so many years.
You say you are a dangerously educated man.
Because of my diligence.
Do you want to be president
because
or not?
of my diligence, I was appointed anti-corruption commissioner.
I ask you this intentionally because, Francis, this
in
morning,
that role as anti-corruption
when
commissioner,
you came to the studio and we had,
I have diligently carried
about
myself.
what this conversation would be, when I said we would also look at your bid to be president, you asked me, did I ever say that? So for the sake of clarity, do you want to be president of Sierra Leone? Yes or no? It would be a very easy response for a dangerously educated man.
Do you want me to continue?
Well, you can elect to say yes or no. It's a very simple question,
so,
Mr. Commissioner.
Sitting down here now as commissioner for 8 years, I have seen the problems of this country.
We know that, and that is not the question I asked.
I have seen the levers
as dangerously educated as you are, this should not be rocket science for you.
The rot that exists.
Are you intentionally
I have seen where
deviating from
the
that
problems
question?
It almost sounds like a campaign. Are you campaigning?
What I am now telling
yes
you,
or no.
Are you going to allow me to speak?
We will, but we have time constraints and we have other things to do.
But we have time to spend a lot of time on Joseph Ibweda Kapua, and now you're asking one of the most important questions that I cannot
that speak. Requires a simple yes or no, and that you could follow up to justify.
Yeah.
But as dangerously educated as you are, this is becoming sort of like a bone you can't seem to swallow easily. So, do you want to be president of Sierra Leone? Because you asked me this morning, where did that information come from
the first question.
You want to be president?
Do you want to be president of Sierra Leone? I've asked you, who would you want to be president of Sierra Leone?
There are people who don't want to be. Do you want to, yes or no?
I am an ambitious man.
So you aspire to be president?
I have lived my life in a particular way, leading in a particular direction, and that has to be up. Okay? But the decision of becoming president is not a decision that you just take at random.
Okay.
It involves a lot of factors, a lot of people,
do you want to be president?
A lot of consideration. When I was a child, when people ask me, what do you want to become? I would always say, I want to be like Joseph Saidu Momo.
Okay.
And Joseph Saidu Momo was who? He was president of Sierra Leone. Has that changed? No.
So when do you think you would like to be president of Sierra Leone?
Today, I am anti-corruption commissioner and I am focused on that role.
Okay.
Okay?
Would you be joining
what comes
the race
after?
For flag bearer?
What comes
2028
after? What comes after is going to be determined by a lot of factors, including what the current dispensation thinks about access to power after it, also based on my own personal circumstances and decision making. But yes, has my position changed since I was a child that I want to be like Joseph Saidu Momo? No, I want to be president of Sierra Leone.
When do you think you would aspire for that? Would you be joining the 2028 flag bearer race?
If you have been following, the president of Sierra Leone has said that he wants young people to replace him.
We know what the president said. What I'm asking is would you join the race 2028 for 2028
elections? It is not a race to join. This is the thing I'm trying to clarify.
But you begin that race by the intention to say, I am putting myself up for this. That's where it starts.
Fabian, one thing that does not happen to me is I say what I am convinced to say. And if you want me to answer this question, I will eventually answer it, but I have to lay a premise. Okay? So if you give me just 1 minute to lay that promise, trust me, at the completion
fine.
of that
1
1
minute
minute,
is 60
you'll get your
seconds.
answer. 60 seconds is a lot of time, but it's a short time
You
to
can
answer
get
this.
started now.
Oh, thank you. President Julius Maada Bio has said that he wants a young, vibrant person who has received training in leadership to lead the country after him. And he is not making an aspirant. He is making a president. That is a bold statement coming from a president. Now, I am a young man. I tick every box of that conversation that he's making. So, whilst I am focusing on my role as anti-corruption commissioner, and trust me, that will never be compromised, I am ready to put myself forward to him for that consideration. Why? Because all of us have a vested interest in changing the story of this country for good. So if he's looking for a young man, a man who has trained in leadership, somebody with impeccable character, somebody with the right worldview, somebody with the right background,
You said impeccable.
somebody with the right education,
You said impeccable
and most
character.
importantly, somebody with the right character, a lion heart.
Commissioner,
Who do you think that person will be? It will be Ben
You think it will
Kaifala.
be you?
Me?
In the whole party, you think it will be you with that impeccable character?
Why do you people love speaking about party? Let's speak about Sierra Leone.
No, there are internal requirements as well within the party.
You can't be
And
flag
we-
bearer of SLPP if you're not a member of the
And we
SLPP.
recently
The president
heard from
said
one of
he is
your-
making a
we heard
president.
from one of the most
Fibian.
senior man.
When a man says I am making a president, he's not talking about just a political party. It's beyond it.
Banjat thinks all of you are not even eligible to become flag bearers of the party.
So do you want my response to Banja Tijansi as a dangerously educated lawyer, or do you want me to speak
You can respond.
on corruption?
You can respond. That is a very senior man within your party, though.
No, listen. And that's why I'm asking you. I'm a lawyer. Okay? I watched Banja Tijansi speak. Okay? So do you want my answer as a lawyer?
Yes.
The choice
Because
is
I'm ready
yours.
to give it to you. First of all, Banja Tijansi is wrong.
He's wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
You see, being a lawyer has two aspects to it.
Okay.
Knowing the letter of the law and knowing the practical aspects of being a lawyer. And one of the things to a conversation of that nature requires, first of all, knowing what the black letter of the law says. And that is very clear. It says you must have been in a particular position, you must have this, it lists them out. But if at the bottom, it says such other people as who? It names a set of people who could invite them. Not so? Now, where Banja Tijansi is wrong is the second part of being a lawyer, due diligence.
Okay.
A lawyer who speaks without due diligence is making a fundamental mistake of law. Because that room that was given at the bottom of that list of people who could become eligible is an opening. And that opening can only be determined if there was due diligence. So, for example, I listened to all that conversation. Did he at any time say, I have checked the register of people who are now wanting to be aspirants and that they are not eligible? He merely said, oh, this is the list, and therefore, if you are not in that list, you cannot be. And again, another part of being problematic of a lawyer is when you believe your ideas and beliefs are sacrosanct. He said, as far as I know. Okay, as far as you know, we understand that. But then, did you check the register? Did you do your due diligence? Did you check a register of paid-off members of the particular institution to know whether they are or they are not? One thing I can tell you is that I know for 100% sure that he's wrong.
Okay.
There are people outside of that list who 100% qualify, and that determination cannot be done by the black letter of the law, but it is done by due diligence, which I know he did not do when he made that
Do you
pronouncement.
deem yourself as the most competent person among the young people within the party to lead?
You see, we keep jumbling up the issue.
How?
I have told you that the president has said he wants to make a president.
Okay.
And if the president wants to make a president, I am putting myself forward. But you keep talking about
How
party
long have you
and
been
all
a
these
member
things.
of the SLPP?
What?
How long have you been a member of the SLPP, the Sierra Leone People's Party?
Did we talk about membership of a party here?
I just asked the question.
No, but you asked a question that does not have a foundation. We have not spoken about the membership of a party.
But it's very important.
I am a Sierra Leonean, I have
Talks
told you.
about your eligibility
How
as
long
well
have you been
to
a
run for
member
flag
of the
bearer.
SLPP?
What?
How long?
Your eligibility to run as flag bearer.
Nobody has spoken about eligibility to run about flag bearer, my brother.
Francis.
The president said he wants to make a president of Sierra Leone.
Francis.
It is that conversation we are
How
having.
long have you been a member of the SLPP?
How long have I been a member of the SLPP?
SLPP, the Sierra Leone
Why
People's
do
Party.
you want to bring this conversation to party level? Let's talk about Sierra Leone. I am
speaks to
anti-corruption
eligibility, Mr. Commissioner.
I speak on Sierra Leone. I don't speak about party
it
affairs.
speaks to
Why would you ask me
eligibility.
how long I've been a member of APC?
But you're not a member of the
Why how
APC.
long have you asked me how long I've been a member of these other parties that have existed?
Francis.
Why are you zooming in on SLPP?
Commissioner,
But you're
our job is simple. Ours is to ask the questions. How you choose to respond, that's entirely on you and the people who would have to run with your answer.
So I've told you I choose to respond by saying let's talk about Sierra Leone.
Okay.
So ask me how long I've been a citizen of Sierra Leone. I will give you an
How
answer.
long have you been a member of the SLPP?
I'm not talking about SLPP.
Are you a
answer.
member of the SLPP?
What?
Are you a member of the SLPP?
I am a citizen of Sierra Leone. That's what I know.
What's the difference between Francis Ben Kaifala of Renaissance Movement and the Francis Ben Kaifala seated in this studio this morning?
It's the same man. A man who has championed the cause of the people of Sierra Leone from young age. A man who has been a warrior true and true at heart in mind. A man who lives in synchronicity with himself. Okay? The man who was speaking in those days about fuel prices, making videos about them, and a man who is now leading the fight against corruption to change the story of the people of Sierra Leone. It's the same man.
In all honesty, what has changed about that Francis and this Francis that sits here today?
The only thing that has changed is age. I am not as young as I used to be, but I am the same man at heart, at soul, at body, and at spirit.
From my end, lastly, as we round off, let's talk about what happened in Kenema with the Sierra Leone Bar Association. That incident, for some of the posts and comments on some of the posts on that issue, there are a lot of people who feel quite disappointed about the way you carried yourself during the Sierra Leone Bar Association elections. For some, they feel they've lost some amount of trust or respect for you as that person they saw with integrity.
Oh, where are they? Are they in the studio now? Because I would like to ask them simple questions. What is the basis of that positioning?
Well, Mr.
You are here this
we saw the
morning. Tell
videos
your side of the
online.
story on that incident in Kenema.
Do we have time?
What we saw some of the videos,
Well, we
you
have
were
some time.
distributing ballot papers to people. You had a list you did not go by. You were just distributing to some people and not giving others. Some would get from you, some wouldn't get. Explain yourself. What happened in Kenema? Because
I hope you will not
because
say.
again, this comes back to your integrity and
Yeah.
people trusting you as an individual.
Mainly identified by his bands.
As much as you would trivialize
On
it.
the video we saw, I mean, it was all over social media, Mr. Commissioner.
I hope you will not say you don't have time.
No, go ahead.
We
Go
would
ahead.
be,
So
doing,
I have
we
a
would be
feeling-
doing you a disservice if
I have
we
a
let this
feeling-
interview end without letting you tell your side of that story.
Okay, let me tell my side of the story. I am 100% member of the Sierra Leone Bar Association. 18 years called to the bar since 2007. I was voted unanimously to be the returning officer of that election because one thing people respect me for, including those at the bar, is my strong character and my integrity. So those who voted me knew and believed that the only person who can conduct this high-tension election in Kenema is Mr. Ben Kaifala, and we 100 vote him. And they did. Now, once I was voted, I sat on the podium to carry out the election. The process was violently attacked by a faction that now entered the hall and said that the elections must not go on. Now, let me just backtrack. Before that, there was a list of all paid-up members of the bar who were eligible to conduct to be part of that election. That list was in all directions in the hall, at the entrances to the hall, and I had a copy. I called a lady called Mariam Anta to call out the names of those who should vote, and when she does, she can give out ballot papers to them. I called Mr. Banja Tijansi to sit with me to conduct the election, and both of them came on the high table. Mariam was calling the names, and the people were supposed to simply walk up, we give them the ballot paper, and they will walk to the back of a particular room and vote.